Hey guys, I got something a little different to show you tonight. I was recently contacted by a friend of mine, Eric Gagnon, who runs the blog Trackside Treasure. It's a great blog. If you guys haven't heard of it, check it out. Eric told me about his recent post that he came up with. It's called the Railfan 5 Challenge. And what he proposes is similar to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge that we're all so familiar with. So basically, post 5 photos depicting trains, tracks, model railway, whatever. Kind of telling your story, why you're a rail fan, why you like trains, why you're a modeler, whatever. Just kind of tell your story. Or if you don't want to do that, donate to a rail preservation society of your choice. So I thought it was a good idea. Good way to generate a few extra bucks for the different rail preservation groups. So I am going to make the donation, and I'm going to donate to the Rocky Mountain Rail Society, who looks after the CN 6060 steam locomotive. And it's a good thing that Eric is doing here. 6060 is actually in need of some really extensive repairs, so it's kind of a good excuse to get off my butt and shoot some money their way and help out a good cause. So I'm also going to do the photos from the Railfan 5 challenge that he proposes. So we'll get into my Railfan 5 photos here. So the first one I chose is this is a picture of me and my little brother. And this is the early 1990s, and I was 5 years old, and it's around Christmas time. And my dad wasn't a railroader, and my grandpa wasn't a railroader. My mom and dad basically told me just ever since I was really little, I just loved trains. And we grew up in a town that had CN running through as well as VIA, so I saw them a lot when I was little and I just had an affinity for it. And my parents kind of encouraged it, so family trips and stuff we went on VIA, and you know, they encouraged it. So this is me and my little brother there. I'm wearing the CN hat and he's got I think a VIA hat on. He's only a few months old here. So my second photo, this is probably shortly after that first photo was taken. This is my first layout. My dad built this for me and gave it to me for Christmas one morning, for me and my little brother. And I think it was a 5x8 actually. And this Atlas Snaptrack figure 8, it was pretty awesome. DC had the Tech 2 power pack. It was pretty sweet. We spent a lot of time down here in the basement playing on this layout and working on it, and Mom did a lot of scenery. You know, we just had a lot of fun, me and my little brother down here. Not exactly NMRA compliant. You can see here we were pretty close to the edge. We actually, one day a friend of mine and I were running a fully loaded train with gondolas full of beans, and it actually went off the rails there, and we had quite a pile up and wrecked one of our better locomotives. But those things happen when you're, you know, 5 or 6 and playing with model trains. That's my second photo. This is my third photo. So I did have one family member in the extended family who was a railroader. My uncle was a car knocker for CP in Moose Jaw for 30 years. And he took us to the yard there, the CP yard in Moose Jaw, quite a few times over the years of growing up. This particular time was memorable because my mom actually recorded it, and you guys may remember, I think a couple of years ago I posted the video footage of this day we were there riding in this red barn. It was a nice memory. I still can remember it. It was pretty cool. That's my little, my dad's hanging on to my little brother there. He's about 2 years old. This is my uncle. And this is, I think I was about 6 years old. And this is with CP. Red Barn was about, well, it was fairly new when this photo was taken. It was only a few years old. So those trips to the CP yard in Moose Jaw really fanned the flames of my inner rail fan and kind of grew my love of trains even more, I think. This is my fourth photo. So what I was saying earlier about my mom and dad were really good about you know, encouraging my love of trains and taking us on trips. The family trips kind of revolved around trains. So we did the Canadian to Jasper, or from Jasper to Vancouver, and we did the Churchill a couple times. This was in Jasper, I think 1994 maybe, and Mom took us up to the head end, and we had our engineer hats on, and of course they invited us on up to the cab. Even took us in the engine room. I remember going in the engine room of 6446 when it was running. And you can see, not sure why both our mouths are hanging open. I think it was hot out that day. But summertime in Jasper is a really memorable trip. I just remember running around the dome with my brother, and we had a good time. Okay, my fifth and final photo. I had to get my mom to dig one out and take a photo of it so I could show you guys, because it was only in print form and it was back home on the family farm there in Saskatchewan. But this is us on a family trip on Via sometime in the early 1990s, and I just wanted to kind of give a nod to my parents, because they're the ones that kind of encouraged me along in my love of trains and everything else that's railroad related. But there's the four of us. Here's my little brother. He's got the what's he wearing? CN, and I've got a Via. Even had a few buttons and pins at that point. I think I still have that hat actually. Well, that was us doing our thing. And that's my Railfan 5 challenge, guys. So thanks, Eric, for letting me be a part of that, and thanks for coming up with it, because I think that's a good idea, and any little bit helps to those rail preservation societies. So it's a good reason to make a donation. So I encourage anybody else. I'm not going to nominate anybody, put anybody on the spot. If any of you guys or any of my subscribers want to get involved or just kind of tell your story, I encourage you to, or make a donation to your local preservation society. I'll put the links to Eric's challenge in my video info, so you can have a read and see what this is all about. Quite a few guys have done it though, and it's kind of neat seeing everybody's different backstory of why they, you know, the reasons why they're out there day after day taking photos or writing numbers down or video or whatever you're into. But that's it, guys. That's my Railfan 5 challenge. Thanks for watching.